Hi everyone. Before we get started, I really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. It means a lot and helps us bring more great content to you. If you enjoy stories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks a lot for your support. And now let's dive into the fascinating story of the Vatican prophecy and Pope Leo XIII. In the grand history of the Catholic Church, few moments have captured the imagination and skepticism of believers and skeptics alike as vividly as the mysterious event that unfolded within the sacred walls of the Vatican on October 13, 1884. This event, often referred to as the Vatican prophecy, is centered around a profound and chilling vision experienced by Pope Leo XIII, a moment that would leave an indelible mark on the spiritual consciousness of the Church and is still discussed and debated over a century later. The setting: a normal day turns unsettling. It was a crisp autumn day in Rome, a city steeped in centuries of religious tradition. Pope Leo XIII, born Giuseppe Melchiorre Sarto, was engaged in his usual duties, celebrating the Mass in the Vatican chapel. Known for his piety and scholarly demeanor, Leo XIII had been pope for less than a decade, yet already he was regarded with respect for his deep spirituality and concern for the spiritual well-being of the world. As he finished the Mass, something extraordinary occurred. Witnesses recall that the Pope suddenly appeared to freeze in place at the foot of the altar. His expression changed dramatically. His face drained of color, his eyes widened with astonishment, and he became utterly silent and motionless. For what eyewitnesses described as a tense and almost surreal 10 minutes, Leo XIII stood there, seemingly lost in some profound trance or mystical experience. The aftermath: a shaken pope and a new prayer. When Pope Leo finally came to himself, he appeared visibly disturbed. He retreated swiftly to his private chambers, an unusual response for a man known for his composed demeanor. Once there, he immediately began writing a prayer that would become one of the most famous and powerful prayers of protection in the Catholic tradition, the prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel. This prayer, composed in that very moment of spiritual turmoil, invoked Saint Michael's protection against the forces of evil. The words are commanding and urgent. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. It was a prayer rooted in spiritual warfare, calling upon divine intervention in the face of encroaching darkness. When asked about what had happened, Pope Leo reportedly said, "I heard the voice of Satan, boasting to Jesus that he could destroy the Church if given enough time and power." He also claimed to have received a vision in which he saw the future of the world and the Church, a bleak horizon filled with wars, persecutions, moral decay, and spiritual darkness. The vision: a forewarning of darkness. According to reports, the vision was both terrifying and sobering. Pope Leo saw a century marked by unprecedented violence and upheaval, world wars, genocides, oppressive totalitarian regimes, and attacks on Christianity. He perceived a spiritual battle of cosmic proportions, with evil forces seeking to undermine divine truth, morality, and faith. In this vision, he saw nations torn apart by conflict, Christians persecuted, and the moral fabric of society unraveling. The Pope believed he was witnessing a prophetic glimpse into the tumultuous 20th century, an era that would test the resilience of faith and morality on a scale never before seen. The significance of the prayer. Following this divine encounter, Pope Leo XIII issued a decree that the prayer to Saint Michael should be recited after every Massachusetts. This practice was intended to invoke divine protection against the evil that seemed to be spreading through the world. For decades, the prayer became a staple in Catholic churches worldwide, a spiritual weapon against the darkness that seemed to threaten humanity. The prayer itself is notable for its powerful language, which stands out from typical papal writings of the time. It explicitly calls upon Saint Michael to defend the faithful in spiritual warfare, emphasizing the reality of a battle between good and evil. Defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. Later, Pope John Paul II reaffirmed the importance of this prayer, emphasizing its role as a spiritual weapon for modern believers facing new challenges. The context: a century of turmoil. The 20th century, which Pope Leo XIII's vision seemed to predict, indeed proved to be one of the most tumultuous periods in human history. The century saw 2 world wars, massive conflicts that resulted in unimaginable destruction and loss of life, genocide and ethnic cleansing, the Holocaust and other atrocities that targeted entire populations, totalitarian regimes, fascist and communist regimes that suppressed religious freedom and persecuted believers, attacks on Christianity, from communist regimes in the Soviet Union and China to secularist movements that sought to marginalize religious influence, moral and cultural decline, rapid societal changes, moral relativism, and the erosion of traditional values. Many Catholic historians and theologians view Pope Leo XIII's vision as prophetic, believing it accurately foresaw the spiritual and worldly chaos that would engulf the 20th century and beyond. The mystical and historical significance. While skeptics might dismiss the event as a vivid dream or a psychological episode, many within the Church regard it as a genuine mystical experience, an authentic divine warning meant to prepare the faithful for the spiritual battles ahead. Documented accounts from Vatican insiders and clergy at the time lend credibility to the story. The fact that the prayer still exists and is still recited in some parts of the Catholic world lends weight to the significance of the event. The legacy and ongoing relevance. The story of Pope Leo XIII's vision continues to inspire believers and spiritual warriors today. It underscores the importance of prayer, faith, and divine protection in confronting evil. The prayer to Saint Michael remains a powerful symbol of spiritual resistance and trust in divine aid. Moreover, the event serves as a reminder that spiritual warfare is an ongoing reality, one that transcends time and continues to influence the moral and spiritual landscape of the world. Final reflection. The vision of Pope Leo XIII is more than just a historical anecdote. It is a profound testament to the belief that even in the highest echelons of the Church, spiritual battles are real and often terrifying. It challenges believers to remain vigilant, prayerful, and faithful amid the chaos of the modern world. Whether one views it as divine prophecy or a mystical experience, the fact remains that the event has left a lasting legacy, a call to spiritual preparedness and a reminder of the eternal struggle between good and evil. Thank you so much for watching and joining us on this incredible journey into one of the most mysterious and intriguing moments in Church history. If you found this story fascinating, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more intriguing stories, historical mysteries, and spiritual insight. Click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Stay curious, stay blessed, and remember, sometimes the most mysterious moments hold the greatest lessons. See you in the next video.